Simon Ekpa has reacted to a statement from Sowore on Biafra, on the Biafra topic. I repeat, Simon Ekpa has reacted to a statement from Sowore on the Biafran topic. This is what Sowore said. He said, the southeastern part of Nigeria has practically left Nigeria. As we speak, several federal high courts have stopped working. Police stations, commands and divisions have closed down. And today, the Court of Appeals division in Nnewi, Enugu and Awka have relocated elsewhere. If you go to the website of the Court of Appeal, the only case they highlighted on the front page is the case against Nnamdikanu, to tell you that this is serious. Nobody is coming to talk about Biafra and you call it a child's play. Now look at this revelation and do your research. Look at it very well and do your research if these things are not happening in the southeast. All because the federal government has refused to release Mazi Nnamdikanu and they are adamant about it. I spoke about Nnamdikanu giving the federal government conditions for him stopping the agitation. That was far back 2017. But instead, the federal government went and attacked his home and killed people. You can see the response, the body language of the federal government to dialoguing with Nnamdikanu over this Biafra of a thing. Now, it has resulted to the fact that little by little, the southeast is practically leaving Nigeria. You heard from Sowore, a Yoruba man, not an Igbo man, not an IPOB, in quote, the current system cannot work. The current system is not designed to work. Look at the reaction from Simon Ekpa. He said, Sowore talking sense for the first time, but will his followers agree with him that Southeast has practically left Nigeria? He says after Southeast, he is going to retake South. So how is Simon Ekpa doing this? Ojukwu declared the war. Wazirike went conventional. Protests and all have you. Nnamdikanu had to use the media, and at some point he was making foreign alliances. Everybody is learning from the past. Everybody is learning from the past. And this is what Simon Ekpa is doing. He is intelligently, he is slowly taking over institutions, because institutions make a country. You know why Nigeria is not working? Because our institutions are not working. You know why Nigeria can never get better? Not Tinubu. Tinubu is not the major problem. The major problem we have in Nigeria is our destroyed, our evil and corrupt institutions. In America, institutions work. You can become a president of America. So far, the institutions are working. And one thing about our leaders is that they further corrupt the institutions. So Simon Ekpa is trying to gradually take over institutions pragmatically. And even aside that, what Nnamdikanu achieved, he made sure that in the consciousness of an average Igbo man, he has left Nigeria. Through the media and broadcast, he has left Nigeria with his radio Biafra. When the injustice persists, the federal government, they needed to make sure that this injustice stop. But instead, they do as if it doesn't concern them, it doesn't bother them. They can always send in the army and clear the region and do whatever they can. These people cannot leave Nigeria. That is the belief of the federal government. But people will get shocked. You know, most things that some of us, we cannot explain. But you see, there's a divine connection with Biafra that people cannot understand. If somebody is saying that, you know, people are angry. I've been saying this over and over again. People are angry that we are supporting Biafra. They call you IPOB, people are angry. They call somebody else Oduduwa. They are not angry. They call somebody else Arewa. They are not angry. That shows you that there's a divine connection with the word Biafra. And it's very important for us to know that sooner or later, you see, when an institution starts getting corrupt, or like what is happening in the Southeast, when institutions start leaving the Southeast that belongs to Nigeria, when institutions stop functioning, another institution will rise. There's no space for vacuum. When institutions stop functioning, another institution will rise. So now, the federal government needs to do the needful, release nnamdikanu. It is the best bet. It is the best bet for peace to be, for the Southeasterners to have peace. But it seems that they are not concerned about the peace of the Southeast. It is not their priority, it's not their business. Sowore said another thing. He said, Nigeria must divide for the Igbo man to survive. If you want the Igbo man to survive, Sowore said it in Lagos in a podcast that Nigeria must divide if the Igbo man would survive. That is what he said. And he's not far from the truth. He's not far from saying the obvious. There's a secret memo that is being passed amongst people in government. Beware of the Igbo. Since Tinubu got into power, you can see a massive campaign against the Igbo. Since Peter Obi won the election, contested for president, and beat Tinubu in Lagos, you can see the massive campaign against the Igbo. In federal institutions, wherever you find yourself in government, there's always a massive campaign against the Igbo. The Igbo have been sentenced not to survive in Nigeria. So for the Igbo man to survive, then Nigeria must divide. That is according to Sowore. And many people are against what Ekpa is doing. Most Igbos are against what Ekpa is doing. That's the fact. If Ekpa gets into the Southeast today, there are people that are willing to go after his life. That's the fact. But when somebody makes Biafra relevant, he has a part to play. He has a part to play in this Biafra struggle, making Biafra relevant locally and internationally. He's been accused of being sponsored by the APC. He's been accused of so many things. But when you look at having to discuss about Biafra every other time, you give that to Ekpa. Because if Biafra is no more in the news, if the discussion, if Biafra is not making the headlines, it's a dangerous thing. One thing that nnamdikanu did is making sure that the conversation about Biafra is on the lips of every Nigerian. With his trial, with his going to the UK, with his broadcast, with his being arrested, tried in Nigeria, Court of Appeal, come, sentencing, DSS custody, Biafra began to grow in the mind and consciousness of people. And people started making the resolve to leave Nigeria, more in their numbers. They started seeing reasons why they don't need to be in a Nigeria that is working against their destiny. Look at what Atiku called President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Atiku said Tinubu was a tribal bigot. So the hatred has gone to the federal level. Look at Bayo Onanuga. Look at someone who called himself Lagospedia on Twitter that said Igbo must go, the hashtag Igbo must go. Lagospedia, an account on Twitter. Government officials were following that account. And another Lagospedia resurrect when they had to call out the guy on trying to cause problem. When Atiku and Obasanjo spoke about the Lagospedia account, the police took action and the guy went into hiding. Whether he was arrested or whatever, I think he was shielded by the Yoruba Ronu and conservatives, those that are sponsoring Igbo hatred. After a while, we have seen another account, Lagospedia. Different spelling. There's no E, different spelling, pushing the same agenda against the Igbos. If all this is happening, do you advise the Igbos to still remain in Nigeria? When the hatred, when it involves money, and when the Northerners have taken over the security architecture, the Southwest taking over most positions in the civil service, and it involves money, and these people are in bed to fight the Igbos, they will never agree to give justice to the Igbo because it involves money, involves looting of the country's funds. You know that if an Igbo man like Peter Obi gets there, it will spoil their show. So the political class are very, very cautious about any Southeasterner they are going to give opportunity They will make sure that they are convinced that you are their puppet. Look at the kind of politicians we have in the southeast. Look at Orji Zokalu, look at Umahi, look at every one of them. They are useless to the Igbo people, but they are useful to the Fulani and the cabals that be, the powers that be, the people that are championing hate against the Igbos. They are useful to them, but their people, they are useless. So this political elite, they are much more careful about people they give opportunities in Nigeria. If they are going to be Igbos from the southeast, they must be people that are doing their bidding against their people. Look at someone like Nnamdikanu that worked against Biafra. I don't know why there was not so much campaign against, let everything about him leave Biafra. Anything that concerns Nnamdikanu should not be recognized at all in the southeast, because these people worked against the interest of the Igbo people because of selfish ambition. Look at Hope Uzodinma, look at Ifeanyi Ubah, and the rest. Uncountable Igbo men selling their fellow Igbo people. So for us to survive in Nigeria, it has been said, we need to physically leave Nigeria. We have spiritually and practically left Nigeria. Somebody was saying the other day, why are you doing your stuff in Lagos? Blah, 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 blah. This is social media, and you are getting these broadcasts. You don't know where I am. You don't know where I am. If I'm in the Southeast, would you know? Practically, we have left Nigeria because the government have refused to dialogue, have refused to bring justice to the Igbo people. With all the excuses they have said all sort of things. They have refused to make sure that these guys have equity, fairness, and justice in Nigeria. These are the most traveled people that have gone to different parts of the country, that are developing where they find themselves. They pay taxes, they make business boom.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are watching us from. It's another edition of Politics on the Street. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. Mazi, yesterday we've seen Biafrans packing all their exits. Police station being shut down, offices have been shut down, and then the judiciary is being shut down ahead of December 2 declaration. Offices have been shut down. They are planning to leave Nigeria. Do you think it is a win-win for Simon Ekpa and for the Biafran government in Nigeria?
Yeah. That's a good move. It's a good one, and you know, like I told you in the past, there was a time I had an interaction session with you. I told you that our Department of Judiciary, all the officials, you know, personnel, they are all in place. Ekpa has actually, you know, designated all of them in their large numbers. They were gentlemen of, you know, of the law, and they well equipped, you know, in their corporate attire, the way gentlemen of, you know, legal practitioners, you know, often dress. I think I told you he did it in Finland. He actually threw it into the internet, and everybody watched it. So the preparation we are making so far is so alarming. I can see our national team, the Biafran football team, that one was in place. They launched it, they celebrated it. It is on the line now, it's online. Time shall come, we'll start engaging African countries, maybe internationally, but I believe it's only enemy, the perceived enemy we have now in that regard is Nigerian country. Those footballers, they can't come to Nigeria, they will be operating outside until actually emancipation, conclusion of emancipation of Biafra. That is when those players should be coming. So what I'm trying to say is this: the conclusion of everything is looking towards 2nd December, and the whole federal government of Nigerian functionaries are fidgeting, very, very afraid now, because they don't know what Ekpa is coming up with. Ekpa is not being so voracious or loquacious about it. He is only throwing just small lights on how it's going to be, but he has never expatiated thoroughly on how December, you know, let me say, declaration will be. I don't understand. He's been very economical on revealing the truth to the members of the public. So that's why he's keeping everybody, especially federal government of Nigeria functionaries, on suspense. He's suspending them. He's keeping them on terrible suspense. He doesn't want to release them. They are all hanging between the earth and the heaven. They are just floating on the air. Their feet are not touching ground. They are watching, waiting to see what the bright young man, Simon Ekpa is about to do. And if you allow me to tell you something, unveiling Biafra is going to be perfected outside before it is started taking shape in Nigeria. But comes but comes that 2nd December, we'll actually know, if you go to Biafra land, that something has begun to happen there.
But Amazi, why are police station, hospitals being shut down? Are the Igbos leaving Nigeria totally? Because we've seen that police stations have been shut down and some other government agencies being shut down ahead of the proposed declaration.
Are they shutting down in Nigeria or in Biafra land?
In Biafra land.
Mr. David, you and this your Nigerian country, you people are very funny to me. Why are you people shutting down and running away? So you people say Biafra, no Biafra, there will be no Biafra, there will be no Biafra. Why are they running away? They shouldn't close down and run, and they should stay. This thing is a celebration, because when it comes, all of us, we will party together in the southeastern Nigeria, then everybody will go peacefully, hopefully. So it's not a question of running away. They should stay. They should stay. Hospitals, police stations, filling stations, other establishments owned by Fulani man, they should stay now. Shebi, they say that guy is a small boy. Okay, it's not scaring them, the launching of Biafra, hardwares, military wares. They should stay now.
But
it's not fight, it's peaceful.
Said the Igbos are tired, and that is why the Igbos are ready to exit the country, and that nobody can stop Igbo, and that it is too late.
It is too late, as the young man said. It's too late, because the young man had actually seen that nnamdikanu's preparation was too overwhelming when he was outside. And today we see somebody that has come to perfect it, and he's actually perfected it. That is Simon Ekpa. And from the handwriting on the wall, Sowore Omoyele is reasoning out that no amount of confrontation, consultation could ever stop Biafra from coming. Because if you look at the person of nnamdikanu and the person of Simon Ekpa, they are different two persons. They are different two persons in the sense that nnamdikanu is a diplomatic man, being an international lawyer he is. Then Simon Ekpa is a military man that at least, works in the Finnish military and holding various, designated position in Finland, in their various categories, has actually made him a perfect man to do the job. And you can see the perfection of the job. He launched the military where all of us were surprised watching on social media, on internet, seeing a particular mammoth of soldiers calling themselves Biafra Liberation Army. And actually that was the name. We actually knew them in the past. But to my greatest surprise, we watch presently, these men are not spirit. They are human beings celebrating their military wears, their uniform, and the kind of versatilities they have, gotten recently. See, let me tell you, those guys are well trained though. So if you look at them, you will actually know that there was not only a country in the past, there is now a country. Is it not inefficiency, inconsistency in Nigerian government that brings about Igbo man trying to see the way from Nigeria so abruptly like this? It is because of embezzlement. It is because of oppression, persecution of Nigerian citizens. It is because of marginalization and exploitation of Igbo man. It is. There are many vices that brought about Igbo man sitting away out of Nigeria so rapidly like that.
So Mazi, lastly, before I let you go now, what are your expectations of the December 2nd declaration?
Yeah, I expect it is gonna be a struggle thing, because Nigeria would like to do total gaga. And when Nigeria do total gaga, that is when something very, very risky will happen. Because Biafrans, you see, those boys, those youths, me and you, we often see them on social media. They are not relenting from being, resilient and determined to achieve any purpose they target as a goal. So that's why I'm envisaging peace. I'm envisaging Nigerian government distancing themselves, because no country can engage themselves into civil war for the second time. It is very, very uncalled for, unquestionable, uncalled for, irreasonable, not advisable to do so, and the unjustified as well. So that's why I'm seeing peace there, because Nigeria itself, they have enough in the north. There are many resources that Nigeria has today. If Biafra see the way, Nigeria will lean back on their groundnuts, pepper, tomato, as cultivated in the corn nuts. Then in Yoruba axis, Nigeria has many minerals here, so they don't lack anything. I say, I'm telling you that this is what has been happening over the years, and everybody turned deaf ear. Fulani didn't want to address it. Yoruba didn't want to address it. They were just enjoying the political gains, only them. Chingom, sweet, bread, akara, egg, national cake, they enjoy it, turning their back on Igbo man. Okay, it is playing out now. Igbo man is tired, and you can see the way they are doing it. Igbo man is not doing it by blood or by fight, diplomatically. It is when they go to Northeast and challenge them, say, oh, yeah, let us do it. They keep on not defending themselves again. They are chasing away anybody that is coming there. The former Nigeria Biafra war, Igbo man was what? Defending. Yes. Defending themselves. Defending. But this time around, they are not retreating. They are chasing away anybody that is coming into Igbo land, because they are well strategized. I'm telling you, this thing was here. Obasanjo became a president. This issue was there. Yar'Adua became a president. This issue was there. Jonathan came and gone. They pursued Jonathan using all manner of political agenda. All manners of political agenda to chase away Jonathan on what I called palace coup. And today now, everybody is seeing a new system, a new spirit and ideology enveloping the land of the rising sun, southeastern Nigeria. And it's not going to be something I will say will escalate into war, because we don't fight second civil war. Civil war is fought only once. And by the way, it's not going to be war. You have Igbo man in the soldier, in the military. You have Igbo man in the police, Nigerian police force. You have Igbo man in customs, immigration. You have Igbo man in prison and the quarantine. So who is fighting who? Nobody. It is a war of righteousness, greed, that killed this present administration. Greed that killed the former administration. Greediness is too bad. Greed is the cause of this problem.
Thank you so much for wonderful information, Mr. Raphael.